Hey everyone, my name is Novia. I have been a part of the DYL Method since November of 2020. Literally, I started November 1st, 2020. Um, Kind of to give a little background about how I found out about the DYL Method and got started and why I got started. Um, so actually, Senna, um, was on a post that one of my old high school friends had out there. And basically, the question was, when did you first know that you were sick? And me just thinking generally of when I went to the doctor and they started telling me, oh, X, Y, and Z is wrong with you, was my early 20s. Um, Literally right after undergrad of college, I was diagnosed pretty much just to sum it all up because I'm just now getting out of my 20s this year. I was diagnosed with high blood pressure, endometriosis, PCOS, which is polycystic ovarian syndrome. And with the PCOS, I was diagnosed as pre diabetic as well. So, with those things, I was put on different medications to help with it. I was in a lot of pain and had a lot of inflammation, a lot of bloating, a lot of sleepiness, a lot of all the things that come with high blood pressure and endometriosis, especially. I think that was the one that killed me the most. Um, and so when Senna was on um, the post my friend had, he was saying, oh, well, this is going on with you. And I'm like, what? I was like, who are you? You're telling me about this program. I don't know where you came from. This is Facebook. What are you trying to sell me? This has to be a joke. So then he messaged me and said, what's going on, talking about DYL Method and his wife Quilla, who again I didn't know who she was either. Um, Told me to fill out the health assessment, and after first I wasn't all in it, but after about a week and a half, I said, "All right, I'm gonna do it. Let's see what this health assessment says." Um, so kind of told me some things, and then I had my consultation call with Quilla, and even was talking with her. Kind of what sold me was, we can help you heal naturally. And for me, I like natural. Honestly, I am not somebody who takes medicine. Even with the inflammation I had, came with a lot of pain. And most people are like, oh, take ibuprofen, you'll be fine. I'm like, nah, drink some tea, try to sleep it off. Sleeping is probably not the most natural thing, but besides putting other things on the body, I would just drink tea and honestly Google different ways to deal with the pain and the inflammation and sleepiness. Um, so in starting the DYL Method, the meal plan was the easiest thing for me to follow. With my doctors always told me, oh, eat better, eat less carbs, eat more protein, eat more fruits, eat more veggies. And I'm like, okay, what kind of fruits and veggies? What am I supposed to eat? That nobody ever guided me. You're giving me a general thing, and I'm one of those people. If you give me something to follow, I'll follow it. If you give me something general, I'll look at it and maybe do it for a couple of days, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go to Chick-fil-A now. And Chick-fil-A is my favorite. So with meal plan, it was easy to follow. It does require a little bit of prep, but that's, everybody does meal prepping these days. And so it wasn't that hard to follow. And even with the meal plan, you get certain herbs that you can order through Quilintana, and those have honestly been now my natural medicine to help with my blood pressure, which blood pressure is all in your kidneys. And even with my female reproductive health, so it's got rid of the endometriosis and the PCOS, and even has gotten the pre-diabetes out the way. With that, I actually had to fire my doctor in January after I told him, I stopped taking the metformin, which most people know helps with diabetes, pre-diabetes, all of that. When I told him I stopped taking the metformin, he was like, why'd you stop taking it? Does your OBGYN know you stopped taking it? And I said, well, it's really not for her to know. I feel better. I know I'm doing better. This program has worked for me. So he started asking me about DYL Method. I was telling him, he was like, oh, well, you're giving a lot of credit to this holistic stuff. But, some of those things like, if you eat too much fruit, you're going to gain weight. It's not good for you. And I'm like, well, everything with me is fine. I'm fine. My numbers are down. I told him my numbers. When I went to see him, my blood pressure was a little high, but that was mainly because of stress. And, I knew the things that I needed to do to get rid of it. And so he's basically looking at me like, I don't know what I'm talking about. And I'm not smart enough because, of course, I don't, have a medical degree. I do work in the medical field, but, I don't have a medical degree. So, he knows best. So I fired him. I was like, if you're going to downplay, but then try to say, oh, but I'm glad you're losing weight. Okay. So even so now my success with the DYL Method, again, I have gotten pretty much rid of all my symptoms of the endometriosis. I'm no longer bloated. I'm no longer having abdominal pain. I'm no longer super duper tired. I can now work out without my legs literally being on fire 10 minutes after starting. My blood pressure is something I'm still working on, but my numbers have definitely gotten to the typical numbers that they say they are. But if you get in DYL Method, you'll actually know what the actual numbers are supposed to be. And so my blood pressure has gotten a lot better. I'm no longer taking metformin. My blood glucose numbers, I check that all the time, are always where they're supposed to be, never too crazy low. I eat more, but I eat healthier. So I can eat a big bowl of salad and not feel sluggish and tired versus eating a big burger from the burger spot here in North Carolina. So I have felt so much better, even with the endometriosis, being on a progesterone only pill since I was officially diagnosed in 2017. I actually really started taking the progesterone only probably 2 years before I was officially diagnosed, because I had this unexplained abdominal pain. And in order to get diagnosed with endometriosis, you have to go through a whole surgery. So I honestly had not had a menstrual cycle in, I guess you could honestly say, 5 years. And starting the DYL Method in November, and believe it or not, in January of this year, I out of nowhere started menstrual cycles. Just out of nowhere, one day I was cramping and didn't know what was going on. And I'm like, okay, is my body doing something? And then it came back. And now it was rough at first. Of course, your body's getting back adjusted. Your hormones are getting back in place. And so ever since then, now we're in April. I mean, they've been better. I know what to expect. They are not excruciating, as I know some women have said their periods were in the past. Patient and eat what you need to eat what you're supposed to eat, drink the juices, take the herbs, the tinctures, all of that. And honestly, I'll probably just pop up on you one day as it popped up on me. Even, like I said, with my kidneys, my blood pressure is going down. And that is another big reason why I started the DYL Method, was because my father passed in October 2019 of pretty much congestive heart failure, but he did have kidney failure and was on dialysis. And I knew that pretty much looking at his medical history and mine, I was following right in his footsteps. And I knew that I needed to do something to better myself. So DYL Method came to me at honestly the right time. And I was able to not feel as nervous that I'm going to die or be continuously sick for the rest of my life. And even in that, even though I lost my father and I wasn't able to share this with him, I'm at least able to share it with my mother and my sister. My mom, you know, she does it partially, but she really enjoys, even with the tinctures. She hasn't taken the tinctures, but another thing that is something you do besides the tinctures is get the wonderful tea membership that Cinda does. He makes wonderful, wonderful teas. He made a chai tea in November, and I am a chai tea lover. I miss my chai tea from Starbucks, but I know it is not the best thing for me. So when I got that chai tea in February, I was so excited. Even the tea now is really, really good and sweet. And now us folks in the DYL Method are rooting for more fruity flavors like a peach tea. Hopefully we'll get that coming up here soon for May. Yeah, the end of April, May, because it's getting hot and we like summery things, and all of us seem to like the beach, so we like our tropical flavors. And even with the tea subscription, you get the other, the private membership, which you get so much more education about how to heal yourself that you may not get in the support groups. And even that stuff is just amazing to know about and to honestly become your own doctor. And in that, I felt that, you know, knowing all these things, I've been able to run and tell my mom and my sister, like, hey, you know, you should do this to help with this. And my sister actually did the basic meal plan, and she was able to lose weight. She was able to rid herself of depression and anxiety. She is definitely feeling a lot better. And to improve her reproductive health too, she has my niece and my nephew. So she is, and she even now is able to kind of stay on track with it, just like I am. But I'll get into more of that. But yeah, so with all the things that the DYL Method provides, I know the biggest thing that most people want is to lose weight in a healthy way. With my weight loss, I have gone from 220 pounds to 182. So it's about 38 pounds. On top of that, I've lost inches. Like I have lost, I couldn't even tell you how many inches because of course I didn't measure myself. I just knew, all I know is my pants, they fit, but they don't really fit. They're definitely a lot baggier now. And I've gone down like half a shoe size. Just honestly getting rid of all that inflammation and water weight and unhealthy toxins. Just from years of eating what I wasn't supposed to and taking the medications I wasn't supposed to. And you know, I have so much energy and I'm able to do a lot more. So all in all, with the DYL Method, I would say you got to eat right to do right. As long as you eat right, you can heal yourself. You can heal yourself of so many things, and you'll learn so much about it in the support calls of, and honestly, not even the support calls, but just talking to Quilla and Tina, you can really find out more of how you can heal yourself from things that if you go to your doctor, they tell you, oh, well, you have to take these 10 different medications in order to feel better. And not really realizing that the 10 medications you're taking, yes, they'll help X, Y, and Z, but then it's going to cause A, B, and C. And honestly, I don't know how else to say it. It has been very, very helpful. I tell people, so many people, to get on it, or I just tell them like, hey, you need to eat this, or try doing this, or just even taking the health assessment, even if you can't afford it, at least you can talk to them and get a better understanding of what's going on with you. And honestly, that's what happened with me. It sparked me to be like, I need to make a better investment in my health. Um, I need to start taking it seriously. Um, Another thing to add, that the way the DYL method helped me, I've said this before to many people, is before, when I ate the things I wasn't supposed to eat, I would have really bad mucus. And when I say bad mucus, I was coughing after I ate whatever that was not healthy for me. Literally all in here. Felt like I could barely breathe. Um, and so with the DYL method, I don't have that anymore. It comes up still because, every day you got to get rid of something. Your body's going to heal itself in some way. So it still comes, but I don't feel like I'm literally drowning in mucus. Even the DYL method, I have the DYL method dog. Her name is Luna. She eats fruit with me. I'm detoxing her a little bit. You can detox your pets. You detox your kids. You got to remember that kids are humans too. And kind of going back to the question that somebody asked, when did you realize you were sick? Even the things that we do, we pass along to our children. And I've experienced that with not only my dad, my mom has high blood pressure as well. So I got hit with that from both sides. Whatever you do, I just want you to be healthy. So honestly, the DYL method and me doing it, he is my motivation, even though he's not here anymore. But I'm always open to answer any questions about my journey, go into more details, go into what I've done, even outside of the detox, because now my body naturally just wants to eat right. Even if I go astray and, get me some French fries from Chick-fil-A, they're my favorite. Honestly, when I get home after eating the fries, I'm like, I need my tea. I want some, I need the tea, I need my tinctures, I need the good stuff that, my body wants. And honestly, the meal plan it's not that bad. It's not as bad as you think it is. You get to eat. You should not feel hungry. This is not keto. You're not starving yourself. You're getting all the good things from the earth. So, again, you got to eat right to do right. So hopefully you join us in the DYL method. It is a great, great investment. And hopefully my story has shown that once you do it, you can pass it along to a whole lot of people who need it as well.